Since perfection is a motion named Royall, a line person, I'll allow you to speak with said perfection. Assalamu alaikum. I can take the mic there.
You can have it.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. The way you look, I don't have to ask you how you feel. Bad feeling don't produces good look. So how you doing? Well, once again, I'm here again. And if you like, you may be seated. If you don't, you can keep standing. It's up to you. You know, how many of you here are familiar with farming? Farming, growing your food or like that. In other words, about a third of you. How many of you all know or have experienced the enemy of the seed or plants that you grow? It's called weeds or grass, right? You don't necessarily plant that. It just comes up. You'd be wondering, well, I did all this work to plant the seeds for it to grow, and this stuff, it just pops up with it. So who's more powerful? What you plant or the weed? Because you kind of give both of them the same time or advantage by preparing the land before you plant the seed. And prepare the land, it means that you level everything that's on it. If you really know what farming is, you plow it, turn the dirt over and whatnot, then you come in discs and level it out. And you got something called a rodeo. You rodeo it so everything is smooth and level. Then you put that seed in. So the seed should have a head start on that was not planted. However, I'm going to have to go back into creation and figure out how does this weed surpass the plant, the seed that you planted. Yes, ma'am. She's saying, go, Allah, go. And then there was light. For you all that's listening, they turned the light on the stage for me. You want to make sure I was warm. Anyhow, that process, as long as Satan has been here, and he has been here, or it has been here as long as Allah has been. It just didn't show itself immediately. So Allah did not spawn Satan to cause him to grow. However, this whole process that's taking place now is to get the weeds out. What do you mean, Royall? The new Allah. Where's Nuruddin? He always call me the new Allah. Oh, okay. Hey, you're looking sharp, too. Yeah. So what does the weed come from that gives a lot of problems? And can you imagine having a problem, let's say having a sore on your foot? You need to be comfortable. I don't know if you all ever got shoes too small for you, or your parents made you wear shoes too small. You get a car and they go, "Why are you limping?" And you the steer to see because the damn shoe is too small. Can you imagine that be a problem for trillions of years? Can you imagine that? And if it's hurting bad enough, you can't stand it for one day. You rather take the shoe off, throw it away, and make sure you can't find it, put it on anymore, and walk around barefoot. Well, this is the dilemma that Allah has encountered for trillions of years until I came along and brought a new shoe. And when he tried the shoe on, he said, now this is what I've been looking for. Because the shoe didn't have no negative in it. It didn't have nothing to grip it to show its displeasure of the one that was wearing it. Are you following me? So the first thing Allah did is say, listen, I think I'll wear these shoes for a while and don't tell nobody about it. I'll thoroughly investigate it. So he started feeling better and better till he just put the shoe on and kept him on. So I'm going to make this shoe a part of me. That's the kind of comfort that it's bringing me. You following? So Allah being Allah, the giver of life, he reached the point where he says, I think I will let others know about this shoe. Let them know about it. Because I know they're catching hell also. Because I remember all the hell I was catching. So quite a few of you all have come to the nation that I got started. And some of the ones that Allah got started under the teachings of the messenger or whatever is also here. Because when Allah came in the person of the Master Prophet Muhammad, both your feet was hurting. So he removed the shoes off you and let you start walking barefooted, but it was on like thorns. Leaves you kind of tiptoe. Now, all the thorns are gone, and all your shoes are perfect. But some of you don't care to wear good shoes. You want to wear sandals where you get sand in it and on it.
You like the feel of the sand between your toes. Something that's there that don't belong there. You feel comfortable that way. So when you go home or you're married or your children, you have something to argue about because you don't know why you're arguing. You haven't related to your toes are aggravated. But you passed over that. So now you're giving hell and receiving hell. No agreement on anything. Because there's sand all day in your sandals. It wasn't hurting you like the corn or the tight shoe. But it's something that's not supposed to be there. Do you all recall me saying several times, if you all could just see what I see? Anybody remember that? Yes, sir. Instead of me just saying it and leaving it alone, I've always attempted to speak to you all in such a way where you could see. Because it is a matter of seeing from your third eye, your intellect, not your physical eye. Because your eyes are like mine physically, you need glasses. However, the sight of nature don't need glasses. It needs a free, willing, righteous will. Then nothing gets past you. The things that you don't see are not. If you don't see it, it's because you're not supposed to. It's not time. It's not because of your entity is unwilling or liking from something. Allah has spoken to you all through myself, the host, more than once. You all have seen the hierarchy on the rostrum here with me. Maybe some of y'all didn't see it, but that don't make no difference. They were here. I don't know if one or two is usually always here with me anyhow. When Allah gives an instruction, it is like this. If you are dreaming, or even if you have a deja vu or daydreaming, and you hear a voice speak to you, usually it's your voice. Usually. Might have a little bit more bass in it. But usually it's your voice. So as not to alarm you unduly. We want to make sure that you still have control over your faculties. So you will listen instead of being shocked. So in the original law, in the process of original law, cleaning this up and making it possible for us to receive his promise of money, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. That's a promise that no one can keep from you until you get it. Because after you get it, you can do something stupid and maybe give it away. But it don't mean you didn't get it. So to make sure that we eliminate at least as much as possible that kind of scenario, things have been happening gradually right up until Allah asked a particular action from you. A few days ago, which I thought was unusual, but then with Allah, there is nothing unusual. I mean, unless I find him hugging the devil. Now, that would be unusual. What's the brother's name? Troy Davis?
Yes, sir.
Oh, so all of y'all do remember.
Yes, sir.
You know, when you do something to the level of what I've been doing for 20-some years, willing to take whatever rejection, whatever pain, whatever that is not right, willing to take it to change it. I remember, I think it's B.B. King had a song out. He said he'd drink muddy water just to be with you. Now, he really wanted to be buried, didn't he? In equivalent, I've been doing the same thing. None of you all saved me, not one. And not all of you all combined together saved me. However, you cannot say the same thing about me to you. However, the saving always depends upon the person, whether they want to be saved. So some people don't want to be saved. It's like going to the movie, to the theater. You're watching the actors, and it's really stimulating you, and you're like, boy, I could do this, but you never go and do it. You pay money to go sit and watch it being done, but you never do it. However, in this particular order of things, the duty for you is to accept being just like me. So it is against your safety to watch the performance that I'm sharing with you, and you watch it with great glee and happiness, but you don't accept it. You only watch it or participate with it for the feeling, not for the reality of it. So when Allah asks, is it Royall? Yes. I stopped the execution of Davis. I would like for you to get in touch with the nation, the members, and ask them, what do you think should happen? Should we let him die, or should I save him? I said, whoa. Yes, sir, right away. He said, well, how much time is it going to take you, Royall? I said, what about 3 hours? He said, no, that's too long. 2.5 hours. Royall. I said, okay, well, how long? 2 hours, Royall. I said, okay, we get right on it. So I think we called Henry, and he hung up on us. I mean, didn't we call you? Oh, yes, sir. We called Henry and gave him the instructions as to what to do and how quick to be about it. So it went into process. You all started being called, and I'm listening. I'm thinking to myself, man, I get to experience the will of the nation. They get to determine whether this man lives or not. The nation? Whoa. And I taught them? Oh, man. And then it began. And I'm listening. What the hell am I hearing? It was a vibration just above dead. Now, if you want to know what the vibration should have sounded like, you remember when Wayman called in? That was alive. I said, whoa, we got one person alive. And I started thinking, man, the original logger said, wow. I don't know. He asked that to be done so I will know the effectiveness of truth to the nation, how they have accepted it or received it. After everything was over, no, before it was over, I was hearing that they're putting him to death. Allah called me. You all were still on the phone. Allah called. He said, Royall, David says he don't want me to save him. He wants to go because if I save him, they're going to torture him, which they had been doing. And since he was spoke to Allah, whatnot, any sane person would want to go with him. So Allah called me to let me know what the verdict was to be. David was submitting to leaving this planet. And Allah honored his will. Now you might say, well, yeah, that's a cheap way of getting out of it. Was he executed at the time they're supposed to execute him? Well, what made you think it stopped? Because I thought this, hey, he's getting ready to go. Then I get the phone call, man. Oh, Royall, get in touch with the nation and see what they agree with. Should the brother die or should he live? And hurry. This was after he was supposed to have been injected. So I said, whoa. Allah's Allah. However, listening to you all's response, it is equivalent of you put $10 million in the bank, and it took you 20 years to put it in there. And then there comes a situation that dire, it's an emergency, you got to get it. And when you go to retrieve it, it's only $5,000 there. But you never used any of it. So you're thinking, what the hell happened to the money? The bank stole it? Now I have to go get a lawyer or whatnot and find out what happened to the money. This is what came over me when I was sitting and listening to you all's response to the call. And then Allah came and let me know before you was finished. He said, Royall, they don't think this is real. I said, what? Most of the members think this is a hoax. When have I played a hoax on you all? And how well do you know the original of that you think he would do that? But I don't say but, because the opportunity presented itself for you to participate in such a way where Allah would see, which he already knew. Maybe he just wanted me to see. And I'm sitting there listening, I can't believe this. I know the phone hookups and everything is kind of shady, but your voice responding to the question was despicable. It's like you don't believe that there is a supreme being. You've been watching me too long, like, he say he Allah, he's all right, but, he never did nothing bad to me. It's just them officials. I have not lied to you all. Have you lied to me? Have you lied to me? Let me say it this way. Have lies been told to me? Then this way, if you didn't, you're not telling a lie now. But if you did and you're saying yes, you're telling the truth for once. 20-some years. And over that course, a period of time, many things has happened to me from you. Not white folk. There's a few brothers that's with me, and they're still with me, been keeping white folks off of me. Wayman's been one of them. Now Allah, the original Allah, has stepped in to make sure that Allah will He will take care of everything from now on. I'm to let you know what's going on. And the ones of you all that actually make it, you will get to see your maker, your creator. You'll get to be happy. I think it was in the letter. There's something else too. Allah wrote or had the letter wrote. That wasn't me. When I heard the letter, I said, whoa. First thing came across my mind is that, Allah is starting to take over more and more. More and more. At least I got a few that Allah can work with. If I got no one that he could work with, he would not have shown himself that way. And one of the greatest things that I heard in that message or in that letter that you all don't really know that Allah is love. Like Allah says, you all look at him the exact opposite of what he really is. What are you afraid of? Are you all so distraught, so unhappy because you couldn't get your center cut pork chops? You couldn't get your Mercedes? You can't drink your Jack Daniels? I think it's called Jack. Down you. All the things that the world produces, because you have been put in a situation where you are limited to its excess by your own conscience, with us feeding your conscience. Don't eat pork because so and so and so and so. We don't go to your house and watch you and see if you're eating it. We don't go to your house and watch and see if you're drinking. We don't go to your house and see if you're beating your wife. We did never stop your free will. However, if you remain here with me, then you have to do it in and of yourself based on what your spirit or entity is being stimulated to do. Now, if I've been a poor representation of Allah, well, you should let me know. Then I'll know how dumb you are. Because Allah, the original Allah, did not leave it to you to judge me. So regardless of what you all say about me, that don't count if it's in opposition of what Allah say I am. Even it don't count if I think it. But anytime Allah shares something with me, I may have been thinking the other way. But as soon as it's shared, that's all, it's gone. It's gone. And every day, the original Allah has let me know more and more about myself, because He says, I don't really know myself. However, it's not necessary to know if what you do is right. After a while, when you get to be of a certain conscience, then you'll know what the reward of your natural will to be right is, what it produces. Is this boring?
No, sir.
You all shouldn't be sleepy, because half of the businesses that kept you woke is gone. Do you remember me speaking about this some time ago, more than once? The nation was going to come to a point where it looked like everything is gone. Looked like we were down. We couldn't get no money. The bills had to be paid. It was just in terrible shape. That's the way it appeared. And then after that, bam. Looked like we was never down. Let's get back to Troy Davis. I think he had as much attention, maybe not as long, but the intensity was there just as great as when Elijah passed. The whole world, including the Pope, all the world leaders, was not in agreement with the decision of the 2 or 3. And out of, what is it, 9, something like that? 6 or 7 of them, they recanted their statement, and they weren't in agreement. So what happened to make those 2 or 3 carry this out anyhow? Why did that happen that way? Even if Allah stepped up and said, Royall, check with the nation, and I'll stop the execution until we get the verdict. And you can't say he didn't stop it. He was supposed to have been executed, and I think, 2 or 3 hours later, he still wasn't executed. And then the black man, Clarence Thomas, well, since the brother had already said he did not want to go back, he did not want Allah to save him. He wanted to go with Allah. Don't stay there with them devils and he go back to jail, because he wasn't going to be set free. He just wasn't going to be killed. He said, they're going to torture me. So the black man says, go ahead and execute him. Clarence Tom. However, when has it ever been offered to you from the hierarchy, let alone the original law, to get your decision on life and death? When? And I'm sure many of you all that's in the sound of my voice have experienced death of loved ones. And you were not offered that kind of decision. You had to take what came. If it was your mother, your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, whatever. I was kind of really upset. You know, do you all know who Satan is now? You don't know? You know it's not Silas? Yes, sir. But you don't know who it is? No, sir. Well, when I was caused to be aware of it, I said, what? And then when Allah explained it to him, I said, oh, I can see the perfect math of that. I'll let you know at a later date. If you're with me, you don't even have to be concerned about that. Satan is concerned about you. You don't have to be concerned about him. However, if you still have those dumb thoughts in your head that you got to get somebody back, I don't like this and I don't like that, and them officials, something should happen to them. That man called himself Allah. Those thoughts, you're going to end up with the devil or Satan. Anytime that you will not can't, will not, will. You exert your will not to accept Allah as He is. Ain't one other way to go. It's something to really think about. When a man has toiled most of his life, and at the ending of it, he goes to check to see the effectiveness of his being present on the planet. And it's very difficult for him to find something that speaks of his presence here. That's like a stab in the back. I think Allah even said that. For trillions of years, until I come along, He's been stabbed in the back. Over and over and over and over. Trillions of years. So much so, He created the hierarchy to make sure when you start stabbing Him again, the knife is turned on you. I don't know if I'm making sense or not, or causing you all to understand the seriousness of what you had an opportunity to participate in. You are not the author of life and death. Allah is. And He offered you an opportunity to be like Him. Make a judgment. Davis is the only thing that stopped it. So Allah submitted to what the brother wanted to do because He knew it was true. They were going to torture him. But I'm sitting and listening. Man, what? Then you get some, since Allah asked you to be real truthful, don't make up nothing. Then some come on, I don't care. This is a reality punch for me. We have somebody that's with me that don't care about life or death. Don't care. What the hell you think you got? Maybe we don't care about yours. Why wouldn't you say, I don't know? I'm not informed well enough to make a decision. Don't care? I'm sitting and listening. Aaron was there, and I looked at him, he looked at me and I said, man, what the hell? Who is that? Of course, I didn't find out who it was. I hope they're listening now. I don't have to know who you are, but it is already documented. It's already documented. Most of you all have no idea, meaning that you don't have to have an idea that's right or wrong, but you should have an idea based on the facts that you've been witnessing and living. The power of Allah. You don't just do what you want to do any time you want to do it and think there is no price to pay. If Allah asks something of you concerning another individual, another form of life, and you come up, I don't care. Make sure that you are ready to hear that coming back to you about you. Do you have the letter, Henry, that Allah wanted us to read? You can get it. I would like for that to be written. Who's a real good theatrical reader? Brother Dennis? Who? Dempsey? Well, will you come forward? Now, better be real. You all listen carefully. Those of you that's listening on at home or in your different temples and whatnot, it's not here in this temple. You all have been made the rulers of the universe. You've been made the rulers of the universe. So you can't say, I just don't care. Because there are many life forms that you have no knowledge of that does care to get rid of you. I don't think you all believe this. All the things that we've gone through just to get to this point here. And you can't say we're not making progress. You cannot say that. And just because you may be laid off, you're not going to making pies anymore, you're not in the filling station anymore, there's a lot of things you're not doing that you used to do. In other words, it was taking your time up to keep you from being a big devil. Selling gas wasn't going to get us into heaven. Baking bean pies wasn't getting us into heaven. But it kept you busy. Now Allah is saying, with the knowledge that you have, that I've shared with you and you have it, whether you use it or not, that's your prerogative, that's your will. However, if you so choose to use it, nothing can get you. We've made you aware of demons, all sorts of things that is against the law. And the only way they can show that they are against the law and they hate Allah is to kill you. They can't kill him. They can't do nothing with the hierarchy. They can't do nothing with me. But all of you all that has been saying that I want to be a child of Allah, and we're showing you how to do it, then the devil comes along, Satan comes along, demons come along, and trip you up. So much so when the original law, not me, I'm a Johnny come lately, but I'm powerful. Just a request from the original law, and to have the idea that this might be a host. When have the law ever played with you? The master of life and death. You have the letter?
Yes, sir.
You need time to go over it?
Yes, sir. Just a minute.
Yes, sir. A minute's all right. We got 3 minutes before it's over with. You know, I want to express something to you, and I want it to go to your heart.
Yes, sir.
There is nothing greater to me then you accepting Allah in myself. Nothing greater. Nothing. It's like when Allah told me, well, Rasul was telling me, Royall, you got to get rid of that Buick, that old car. You got to get something that represents what you're doing. I said, yeah, but I like this Buick. Get rid of it. No, well, how am I get it? I mean, we just come on. So we went to the Infinity place. And we got a Q45. It had already was built in it several different things that the car was capable of doing. However, the driver or the operator was the one that made it do what it was capable of doing. If the driver didn't do it, it wouldn't do it. But the potential for it to be done was there. So all of you all that really have developed a will to really want to be with Allah and myself and the hierarchy, if it's real, you are about to see what you have chosen. In effect, you have chosen the end of death and all of its properties. No more dead thinking. No more dark suggestions. Light everywhere. Nothing hidden. Isn't it wonderful if you meet someone and upon you meeting them, before you almost get in eye distance, you can tell, hey, they really love Allah. Or you can say, oh, wait a minute. Something looks a little shady. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Well, I would like for you all to really pay attention. This is like another opportunity for the nation to do the right thing. You may not have the opportunity to do it publicly, but you are not public. You're a person. You make public, but you're not public. I confuse you? Well, then, I'm asking this to be read again so that you will really understand what Allah is sharing and asking of us. I won't say us because according to what's written in the letter, I have already done it. And I know it can be done because I did it. Against all opposition. All. Not just you all. All the things in the universe, everything that has been created by the Creator. The only thing that has never come against me is what I created. I'm not talking about my children. I didn't create them. They got parts of my power in them, but I didn't create them because it's a combination of the physical of me and the physical of this planet. So they are prone, in other words, it only means that they are prone to be more precise than the ordinary earthlings. Now it's up to their thinking as to what they want to do with it. If they want to come against their father, well then they do that. If they want to be with the father, well then they do that. They want to get rid of their father, then that's impossible. And you know, it's something else too. Allah also cautioned me about that because He knew what I was picking up while this is happening. He said, Royall, remember what you did when you got angry. And I thought, well, wait a minute, we're not going to. You remember Job? Oh, yes, sir. So don't do that. You all remember that? Yes, sir. Or the woman that's supposed to have been someone like my spiritual mother? Yes, sir. And because I got so angry with the man I was with, they put the power that I was putting out on her to teach me a lesson. And I called to tell everybody she was in the hospital and never came out. So I have not forgotten, but you all haven't seen the original law, so you can't see me. Well, it's not a thing of seeing me with your eyes. You all ever see me angry? Isn't that kind of strange? Now, there's one person that's seen me angry and got the brunt of it. He's sitting right there. That's very, 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 very minuscule. And it wasn't that I was really, really angry. I was kind of upset. Is this stimulating you in any way, shape, or form as to what I'm sharing with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The letter is going to be read what Allah had Miss White to write down while he was saying it. Okay.
Yes, sir. A clear evidence of the devil's true face.
Wait a minute. You're too close to the mic and you're too loud.
Yes, sir.
Everybody be calling in. What'd he say? Try it again.
A clear evidence of the devil's true face. Why is it that my people do not see what is clear in their face and is evil? This is not a trait that I, Allah, created you with. I gave you understanding and the ability to see the devil the way he is. Royall has given a few the tools to wake yourself up, to come back to me, Allah, clear of any influence of wrong and evil. So you have the tool and do not know it. Find it or forever kneel to Satan and evil. But for those that do have it and know it, use it. Do not be afraid of failure, because you have me, the Most High and Supreme, in your circle of light. If you never use it, you will never see me or Royall as being Allah, because you have not seen our real power without you putting a question behind what we do. I am constantly giving you mercy and clear evidence of the devil's ways, and still you praise him for giving you physical greed and pleasure, when I am waiting with open arms to give you all that you want and more, your own kingdom free of negative. So, all of you that claim you are with Allah, when I know who is lying and who is working with Satan, I am giving you the opportunity to leave and don't come back. Because if you do, I, the original Allah, will personally take you out of existence. And if this is something you do not know or you question my words, just try me. And to you, the ones that have Royall's blood and that have backstabbed him, the one that I love unconditionally, the same goes for you too. To Royall, you have served me so perfectly that you rewarded me, and no other man, God, can do such a thing unless you are Allah too. Do not doubt what you have just because you are in this human flesh. I am coming to get you, my brother, and that is a promise. Before you think of Allah as being heartless or feelingless, I am just the opposite. I have been numb to you. For you, my people, You have stabbed me over and over. Choose your Creator, for all I have to give to you is endless love and want for the same peace. P.S. Read this as your own choice, for I cannot charge you for something you did not know. I may save Troy due to your choice and what you choose. The original Allah, your Creator.
So who's saved? You don't know? Why are you whispering it? I am. I'll say it for you. Because Allah is not lying. Maybe you all don't think Allah has feelings. Who in their right mind would want to be stabbed over and over and over and over and couldn't stop it? And why is it that Allah loves me the way He's showing me He does? It's got to be because I'm taking the knives out of His back. And while doing that, preparing someone that can be with Him. Someone that He can actually show His gratitude and love to. And you can't outgive Him. Impossible. It is time for the universes and life, period, to know the author of it in an intelligent way. Not know, yes, I know there is a Allah. But where is He? What is He doing? And how do you know? You know, we've gotten to the time now where the nation looks like it's gone. This is no secret. It was never been no secret. I said it some time ago, quite a while ago. It looked like we needed some money in the worst kind of way. We needed the money because Larry spent, because we needed the money. So, Allah was telling me, Royall, what you all are doing and what you're spending the money on won't help us. Because the people that are spending it don't see me. And they don't see you as who you are. So that practice will keep them away from us. They have to see that we are stronger and mightier than money. Now, the instructions from Allah is that the brothers and sisters that have the wherewithal, go get a job. And if you love Allah, either one of us, it means you will love both of us. Are they creeping up behind me? If you all love Allah, there won't be anything that thought can produce that you will not be able to have. However, all your thoughts has to be purged or cleansed. Trillions of years of battling with the enemy, I can clearly understand why Allah is not taking anyone with Him that has an iota of Satan or negative with them that they act on. This whole thing would have been for nothing. Whole thing. Allah told me, He said, Royall, the so-called wives that you say wives or stagehands, the ones that I have caused to leave, if you go get them back, we may wait a moment for that. But if you go get them back and you're going to keep them with you, we're going to leave and never come back. I say, we? Yes, me in the hierarchy. We will leave you and never come back. I say, well, that's the end of that. I mean, there is no decision with that. I mean, it's a done deal. I say, yippity-doo-dah-day. There's nothing that any person can give me greater than what Allah can give. And there's no person that's greater than me giving me. You might say, well, what does that mean? If I can give Allah freedom from Satan, what do you think that I can create to give me? So I don't need none of you all. I don't need people. I don't need persons. I don't need that. I don't need your love. There is nothing that I need. There are things that I like. I like for you to like me. To the point where I can shower you with gifts like the Quran reads. Remove the floodgates and let the gifts come out. That's what I want to do. And Allah is backing me up to make sure it is done. Because I am giving him something first. I gave him the knowledge to know that I could do it. Then he said, okay, well, I'm giving you the opportunity to go for it. I went for it, and Allah himself let me know, Royall, you were perfect. I said, whoa. You know, if you told me, Father, you were perfect, I mean, that's one thing. I said, well, you know, they don't know what perfect is, but, you know, I'll accept it. But when Allah tell you that, it's like, whoa. Let me see if I can improve on perfection. For you to be, for you to have the opportunity to be with two Allahs, and you choose not to, the one that's causing the sun to shine, the leaves to be green, the grass to be green, the air to be clean, and many other things that he's created or made for you to practice on in the way of loving. He brought about the female for you, black man. Then he allowed her to bring you back. So you got two now you can love. Her and your son. Nothing but love. But it's been happening so long, it's like you all have forgotten who is the author of this. What kind of energy drives that kind of motion? If I had not been doing this for 20 years, and I know in the beginning, at the passing of the messenger, a brother came to the house and said, Royall, no, it was a sister. I'm talking about a sister. I've told you this before. He said, Royall, the messenger's passed, and there'll be some messages coming to you. And I just sat and listened. She went back home to the East Coast. We were in Chicago. And the time she got back, she called. And my sister answered the phone. She said, I don't want to talk to you. I need to talk to Royall. Where is he? She said, he's here. I said, what's so important? I cannot tell you. I need to tell him. So I said, wow. I got the phone and said, yes. And, you know, usually when you say that, the person said, well, you know, Salaam Alaikum. She didn't say that. She said, you got to get here right away. I said, what? You got to get here right away. And I knew it was not the sister talking. Don't no sister tell me anyhow. Me, I ain't tell you all that, but they ain't tell me you got to get here right away. What? Please. And I was driving trucks and I had a load of swinging meat on the truck trailer. And I was going to be taken off the next morning, going to the East Coast. But they're telling me I got to get here right away. So I said, well, do I bring my sister? No. Man, what is this? I said, okay. Right away. Ooh. I went out and fired her up. Start swapping gears. I got down there, and it's my hometown, and she came to the house. She said, I need some gas in the car, and you're to pay for it. I'm to pay for it? I got a truck here. I don't need that car. Royall, you are to do this. Follow instructions. Oh, yeah, okay. We get to the gas station. She said, put in $20 worth. Now I'm finally getting the picture. Now, these are instructions. I get $20 worth. Yeah, put it in the car. We go back to the house, and then it started. But what was happening, that $20 represents the 20 years. From the time it was to get started until the time it went through everything it's supposed to be for Allah to show up. 20 years. So I followed instructions without knowing the fullness of what I was doing. However, I knew I was protected in whatever I was doing because I was following the instructions. And because I did this for 20-some years, taking all kinds of abuse and whatnot, now I can hear from Allah's own mind, Royall, job well done. Perfectly. We love you. So much you don't know what love really is. I'll say, well, love me. Can you imagine the being that makes everything happen, even gives motives and purpose to Satan to do something? I'll tell you all a few things later on. Now, I have found out from Allah himself that I have to start doing some things now. It was almost like I had a rest. Now I got to start doing some things, godly things. Not preparation for God, but be God. My greatest will is for you to understand. I mean, for real. I'm not looking for nobody to worship me or do any of that. That don't mean anything. That don't mean nothing. What it means is when you hear, you obey, you receive, you get saved. Then you become a savior. The trees needed to be saved. And them watermelons you eat need to be saved. Yeah, they're poison. I'm unable to recall the exact time, and I'm sure the Secretarial Department has it, when you all were instructed, the brothers, to go get a job and be the breadwinner in your home. Y'all remember that? Yes, sir. It didn't happen. Maybe one or two did, whatnot. However, they were supposed to be the ones in the home. It didn't say sisters. It said the brother. Wherever there is a brother in the home, whether he's married to him, if he's in that home, he should be the breadwinner for that home. If he had some sisters there living and whatnot, it wasn't his wife, wasn't no kin to him other than they're just sisters, need to be taken care of. He was to do that. Not, well, I'm taking care of my family. Not that. He's taking care of that household. Y'all remember that? Did you see it happen? Okay. Well, now Allah is making it happen. And he utilized Larry as an example. I got a call. Larry wants to leave. He and his wife take the vehicle, and we take care of everything until he get on his feet. I want to go work for AT&T. And I said, what? Did you say beat me? No, AT&T. I said, oh. So I said, well, wait a minute. I better call Larry. When I go to get the phone rings. Royall? Yes, sir. leave Larry alone. This is how he will help the nation. But who's going to do what Larry does? You'll find somebody. All the brothers should go and get a job. They have enough knowledge now to know what they are supporting. And while we are getting things set up to be free of the law of this white man, the brothers will be working, making sure things are taken care of. And when we have completed that idea of freeing ourselves by the law, then we will have enough for them to do. They can come out of that. I say, well, golly gee. Okay, so I'm going to choke Larry this time. So I'm being humorous. However, this is instructions from Allah. Now, I want to make it crystal clear. You are not to go get a job and keep all of the finances. You are not to go get a job and live lavishly. You are not to go get a job and forget the order of who told you to do this. If Allah is giving you instructions to go get a job, go get it with the intentions of what Allah said for you to do it for. Then this way you will be absolutely successful in a time where there ain't no jobs. And if Allah say go get it, maybe nobody else can get one, but you will get it. I've been instructed. This is what Allah shared with me. You know we have a council now, right? Is that what we call it? A what? A board. Something that I use to spank my sons. The nation has a board. In other words, it's like the scientists. They determine what's going to happen when it happens. And when it's presented to me, I'm the one that says okay or no, after checking with the original. I don't want to say okay just out here and say, well, Larry, what do I want to do? What? Give me that phone. Royall. Oh, yes, sir. If you are loved by Allah, He never lets you do wrong unless you chose to do it. Because the idea was incorrect. What I was getting ready to move on, He made sure I stayed correct. Now, if I say, well, I ain't listening to that, I'm Allah, then it'll be like, oops, I done set myself up for a spanking. I hope you understand. So the brothers that is working, there's a few things that in the nation, and a few restaurants and whatnot, is to be operating with us. We are doing an operation, but just the number of people that it takes to run that, then that's all it's supposed to be. Everyone else is supposed to get some occupation. Now, you all that are females that have children, your occupation is to rear the child in the knowledge and the fear of Allah. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, sir. There is no occupation greater than that because you are shaping our future. And if you do it wrong, we're going to kill you in the future. Because we'll know who did it. You understand? Yes, sir. We'll know exactly who did it. And you can tell this is on time because a lot of y'all going out doing things anyhow. I'm just so sick of that damn restaurant. God, Lord, I got to do something else. Let me go get me a shot of gin or something. Well, that's all right. It's your liver, not Allah's. Now Allah is sharing with you, so now you have the authority with it. Get a job? Oh boy. I don't have to go within it. I don't. Oh man, that's great. Right. If you're going to get a job, who's going to give it to you? Is it us or our enemy? This is what's going to happen. You're going to go get the job, and the first, it's like taking a hit on the reefer. You feel so good. Of course, I never did that, but you feel so good. Then after a while, it start wearing off. So you go with the devil and say, oh man, this is it here. You know, you can go buy your own lunch and buy your own things in the house, and you're like, I. And the devil, he just so happy, oh, I never had nobody work like this. This is wonderful. Oh, God, is there any more of y'all? Oh, yeah, there's quite a few of us. Oh, I need about 10 more. So you go tell your brother, oh, man, you want to work? You know, hey, you can get a job over here if you want to do this. The brother says, yeah. You go down and start, and after you're there for about 2 or 3 months, then the devil starts coming out, well, I need more here. Your work performance seems to be lacking. Or your work performance is great, but then you go look at your clipboard, he done added 10 more things. He didn't deduct anything, he added more for you. And you start saying, what the? I'm breaking my back now. He's what? So what I'm saying is, don't go get a job and think, oh boy, we got it made now. Bringing in the money and stuff and whatnot. Remember, that's a placement. You know, like you place money in the bank. You don't use it, you placed it there. So Allah is placing you in the bank. So when you are needed, the ones that's kept to what they learn, those will be the ones that is utilized by Allah where he can actually give gifts to. Because we put you in the lion's den and you didn't aggravate the lion. All right, you all say yes, sir. One thing I found out about this, Allah is perfect. In the beginning, like you said, Royall, you're going to go get in a hole. You heard this before, haven't you? Well, some of you haven't, so I'll let you know. In the beginning, before I even started this, so you're going to get in a hole of mud. The hole is filled up with mud, and you're going to the bottom of it. And on your way out, you're going to start bringing those that was in the mud, bringing it out with you. And when you get out, you're going to have mud on you, but none in you. So all of y'all think, well, I seen your father drinking wine. Yeah, I'm going home today and get a shot. Maybe. So he can't be right. Don't know God drink wine. Why Jesus gives people wine? In other words, whatever that Satan puts up into your mind to make you accept, I'm not righteous. I'm not right. And you accept it, I'm not the loser. You are. Now to make sure, without me guessing who's making it, who's not, you're going out there with the devil. Let's see who comes back. Not only was I with the devil, I was so under the devil didn't even see me. When he heard about it, he said, oh, that ain't going to end up being nothing. Because I wasn't like in his face, like you all be, like Farrakhan was. I didn't attract his attention in any way where he felt threatened. Because he didn't care about you. And if he's saying, well, if he cares about his own people, whatnot, I don't see him doing anything. Just leave him alone, let him go. But you all, if I were of the ability, so to say, or lack of it, you all would have killed me. Like what happened to the messenger. The messenger passed from the weight of the black man, not the white man. From the weight of the black man, killed him. It was permitted because it was time for him to go. But the reason why he went could have been different. I'm standing before you. You ain't killed me. I made it. And I didn't tell myself I made it. Allah told me. Royall, you perfect. I said, what? That word is perfect? Check with Dr. Marvin. He'll tell you. No, he didn't say that. He didn't leave that up to Dr. Marvin. However, I said Dr. Marvin because that's one individual we've been knowing before we knew hierarchy that was always working for our health. So he used to tell me, Royall, you're in bad health. I said, I am? No. See, I can tell the truth and don't tell the truth at the same time. But it still be the truth. If you all see it worthy in your own being for you to be like me, now is the time. Yes, sir. You understand? Yes, sir. So the brothers, if you be like me, there's nothing that can hold you back other than your own ignorance. Now, going out, and I say going out, not going to get a job, but you have to go out to get it. That means you're leaving the brotherhood, so to say, to go out to spend time and learn how valuable what you have. Because you with yourself all the time, it's like you have a large family, a lot of children, male and female, but they never go nowhere. So they never experience love because the brothers can't find no sister. They ain't leave home. Sister can't find no brothers. They ain't leave home. So once they go out at the proper age, where they have a certain measure of self-protection, and they go out and they see a sister and they start talking with the sister and she sounds like and feels like she has, well, sounds like. She has good sense and has morals, and her parents has raised her in such a way where she values things that are right. Then you have a mechanism to weigh how effective you will be with this particular individual because she's submissive. And now you're receiving love from a different source, not just mommy and daddy. So you get a different measure of love. So then now you can show a personal love back instead of showing love to mommy and daddy and knowing that you're going to have to leave them sometime. But now you're showing love to someone that you want to come to you, not leave you. It's the difference. So we will see who makes it and who don't. Right? Now, I would suggest that you do this because I've always been successful using this. Whatever I do, before I do it, if I am somewhat unsure as to what kind of power is to be utilized, or if I have any kind of doubt about it, but I know I'm going to do it, I ask immediately, Allah in the hierarchy, I'm doing this in your name. So if it don't work, I know what's supposed to happen. If it works, I say, oh, thank you. So I would suggest before you go to find out what kind of job you want, or what you're going to do, you employ that. It's like keeping Allah first. And do you remember that Allah says, as far as me showing mercy or whatnot, I operate at 30%? And the original law operates at 27%? And how much percentage do the hierarchy operate? Zero. Nada. That's your backup. The original law myself may be a little flexible, like go with the wind a bit. The scientists, and they see something coming at you, they just, if you don't know Allah, here's your opportunity to learn. So the next time you get a phone call, we call you, you won't be, I said, oh, they sleep. Aaron was sitting, I started to grab him in the collar. What is this? But I know Aaron, I've been hurt. So. You're like Superman, bite nails off with his teeth. Bust bolts with his fingers. That's I said, what manner of man is this? So much so I asked Allah about it. You know, when we first start finding out who we are, where we came from and so forth, whatnot, and they say Aaron was from the hierarchy, you know, from that level. And they say he'd be very, very strong, very powerful. I see, I've been noticing that. I mean, where are you getting his strength from? I want something like that. Don't worry about that, Royall. Oh, okay. That's to be used in your service. Oh, okay. Well, let me get him serving me. So that's what you should do. Before you go out into the world where there are wolves, and if you don't think it's wolves out there, check Obama. How are they treating him? The man that's in the highest office of the land. Not United States, the land. And they can't do nothing with him even while he's stumbling. His stumble is better than their walk. And he's not greater than you. He had me with him or in him. Now it's a little less than 12% of me that's in him. However, yours should have 100% of me in you. Yes, sir. Because I've been giving that much to you. Yes, sir. Not quite 100, because you might pass out, but anyhow, it's enough. Yes, sir. So all that selfish thinking you've been having, feel like the nation is holding you down, you can't never get nothing, you're out on what we call fundraisers, and you taking some of the money and having fun with what you raised because the nation is not giving you what you think you deserve. Now you don't have to worry about that. You are free to go and make money, and we will see what you do with you and what you do with us. And any of you all thinking if you go out and get a job where you're making $2,000, $3,000 a week, and you give $200, think back and say, well, did Father do that? Is that what he gave me? If you've been here 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, 8 years, 6 years, 5 years, is that what I gave you? And I've given you a schematic to let you know the real gifts haven't even got here yet. Or you haven't earned the right to receive it. They're here. But you got to know the combination. It's called submission. Isn't that right, Yolanda?
Yes,
sir. Okay, well, I'm going to let you all go. However, I am rooting for you, or I'm not to give you anything that I haven't already given you. However, I would be elated that you use it in a way where Allah is proud of you. I'm talking about the original Allah. He's proud of you. You know, in the beginning, even when Maureen was here, when she passed, I asked Allah and I said, did you all do that? They said, no, you did. We don't have no authority over your blood. I said, oh. But that's not what we're hearing today. The original Allah said, he'll take my own blood out. Wasn't that in the message? Yes, sir. Just remember, things are changing now. In other words, to show love to me because Allah sees all this backstabbing that I've been receiving from my own blood. Yes, sir. Not that the blood is wrong, but the thinking of how to use the power of it is incorrect. And I I would not try Allah or anything like that. If you must try Allah, go ahead and try him getting a job. Okay, Allah, I'm getting up now. I'm trying you. And I expect to come home with a nice, decent job. And I'm not going to forget you. Don't do like the drowning man. Pray for Allah to save him. If he does, how righteous he's going to be. And the closer he gets to shore being saved, he starts taking back some of the things. In this universe, to my knowledge, I don't have anyone to show Allah how much I love him in the way of people that I have prepared to give to him, except you. That's why I was upset with the low type of vibration that you all were given from his requests. Like I say, Wayman was right. Somebody else, 94. 94 was on it. Answered the phone a little late, though, but he answered. But the spirit was there. Clarity, his voice was clear. And I said, man, why come everybody can't be like that? Then somebody back in the background, I don't care. They have no idea, have no idea. Do you all, what is that? Is it a stain? Yeah. Okay. Do you all know Allah wanted to show me something? So one of the individuals that used to be with us was calling and making demands what they're going to do if we don't do so and so and so. So I asked Allah, I said, should I do something about that? He said, yes. So I said, well, I'll get the stream and he'll take care of it. Allah said, no, you do it. I said, I wonder if that means I'm lazy. I mean, what is he really telling me? You do it, you lazy bum, you do it. Then I said, well, can I do something and the stream finish the rest? But I was surprised. Allah said, yes, if he's needed. I said, okay. I said, well, let me go and take care of this. I was in the truck with Aaron. Aaron was getting down the highway. I said, man, let me see. Maybe I should put safety on. So I did a little thing, what I usually do. I did it. And then I called and checked and said, was that enough? No, Royall. You got to do more than that. I said, whoop, I got to get down and get with it. And I did. And he almost had to call, hey, stop. I said, what happened? He said the beings that she had called that was messing her up concerning you and the nation and what she intended on doing, they surrounded her to make sure she was successful in giving us grief. See, you showed up and you were so bright that they looked, and by the time they looked and tried to figure out what it was, they was exterminated. It was gone, didn't exist no more. Period. And the sister entity was taken out and put in prison. In a matter of seconds. It just, boop, and it was it. And I was like Urkel. Did I do that? Well, that's to say yes. And Allah said, now, do you see now, Royall? I said, whoa. That was for a split second. Not that I had to come down and do anything, just the light. So the atmosphere opened up, they came in, and they looked, and they was gone. Just that quick. I don't mean gone like they exist in places they don't exist no more. Do not exist. And remember, I'm to make you all just like me. Okay. I didn't say that to boast or do anything of that nature. In other words, Allah is also showing me. Since he said, Roy, you have no idea who you are. I don't. But you will. Oh, okay. Okay. Everybody that's around me, that's going to be around me, the process of elevating is already taking place. Because if not, I don't care how pure your heart is, how good you are, you will not be able to be around me as I start to elevate into being my real self. Just the power of self. It do the same thing to you as it did to those demons. Instantly they were gone. They couldn't even see them. They just looked, and gone. Just from light. And I know it's true. Because Allah told me, Royal, it's getting close to the time. You're going to be in so much light, you're going to hardly be able to stand it. I said, light me. You all might hear this, might say, well, this sounds like fantasy. I will employ each and every one of you all to go back from the time you first met me and start going over what has happened to you and those that you know. Catalog it and see. It's the same principle as what white folks do, Democrats, Republicans does to Obama. Like he's doing nothing. He just did nothing. And then Bill Maher started going over what he's done. He's like, whoa, a whole plethora of things. I don't have no teeth, so I can't say that word right. Whole lot of things. You know how to say it? Oh, you don't? But nothing is advertised. I don't care what he does. They never say nothing about it. Even the Democrats don't say anything. But when it is brought out, the man is getting miracles. So you go back and think. Don't let what you wanted to take place cloud your vision as to what did take place and what is taking place. That's like you going home and the brothers go home and, you don't trust your wife. I don't think she loved me. You talking to a schoon coon buddy. That woman, I don't think she loved me. So he asked, well, what did she do? Well, I just don't know, but it just something don't seem right. Well, what does she do? Well, does she fix you meals? Oh, she can really cook. She can cook. Well, what about your son? Oh, she makes sure that they do what they're supposed to do. And, they love their mother. That's why it's hard for me to really get on her because, I don't want to break that up or whatnot, but I don't think she's right. Well, what about your home? How does she keep that? I almost sometimes be ashamed to come home. It's so spotless. I feel guilty if I don't put my shoes in the right place. But it's something about that woman. And I can't trust her. Well, what kind of food does she buy? She gets all the healthy food. She wants to make sure that everything is fine. Well, how does she treat you? Well, she gives me massages and she washes my hair and she irons my clothes. She do all those things, but something ain't right. Then the buddy said, you was a damn fool. That's where you all should be. Nobody's going to praise us because they don't have the knowledge to. And we're not in a world where we be praised yet. Because we got to change it. And I'm letting you know now, you have the power. You have it. However, you've got to use it. And that's what Allah is commissioning you all to do in the letter. His will is, He's telling you, you got it. Don't be afraid. Use it. Now, if that is a direct instruction from the Supreme Being, who has authority over that to change it? So your success depends upon how much you trust Allah. He will not give an instruction to you concerning Him and don't keep it or fulfill it. So go and try it. And brothers, your wives, if I have not seen myself, nobody has seen you. Including your family and everybody else. Nobody, they have not seen you. And you all don't see each other. As for what you really are. When Allah was saying, let the nation determine whether he lives or pass, whether I should take him. The nation. How many is it we are? 500, 600, whatever. He's calling it a nation. The whole world was already jumping up and down about it, but Allah didn't pay any attention to that. Because he don't have to. He don't need no help to determine what is and what is not. He already knows. So he said, poll the nation. See what they say. Now you all should learn that you've been given permission to exercise the power or knowledge that you've gained from us. So if you doubt it, you're going to mess up. You might have to get a spanking and get back into gear the way you should be. I don't know how many of y'all ever drove a straight shift automobile. You got, had a clutch and change the gears and whatnot. And you mess around and think you're real good. And you miss one. It ain't that you can't do it, but you didn't that time. So if you go out, and this is new to you because you haven't seen Allah be right with you. You haven't seen it. But you should feel it. You should know it. Ain't nobody like you, nobody. Walk out in the street and look. Oh, you don't want to go in the street, it's too hot or too cold. Turn the TV on if you got one. And be looking, oh man. And they show you on TV, especially if it's white people, entertainment, they be all dutied up and dressed up and everything, and you see all the makeup and everything. Makeup. You're not making up. You're the real deal. All right? And I want to say this before they, I'm thinking I'll be saying more, or seeing you all more, since Allah has told me some things I got to do. Well, he didn't say I got to do it. He said it is good that I do it. In other words, Allah is very careful not to tell me to do anything. The more I become aware of myself, Allah don't tell me anything. He may tell me like something like, hey, Royall, you got to get in the move. You got to get moving. You don't say you better move. Never disrespect. For those of you that are not seeing me physically and hearing my voice across the nation, and any of you all that have any kind of idea that I have messed your life up, or you could have had this, or you could have had that sister and I took her from you and all that, anything that's crazy, let it go. Let it go. Whatever I took from you, I have unlimited multiplications of it given back to you. Can you imagine? Can you imagine an individual having everything, and he gives it all up to go sleep on the street in Canada, Alaska, and it gets so cold there, even you park your car, you have to plug it in. You can't just leave it. You got to give it this warm blanket. You plug it in. So you buy a car in Alaska and whatnot, it already got a block heater already in it. So when you go out there and crank it up, the block ain't busted. So it's already there. So it's the same thing here. Well, I guess I've said enough. Some of you all on the East Coast and in between, thinking that I've done you wrong, took your money, took your car, took your wife, took your husband, took your sister. Yeah, I took it. No, I didn't. Those that be thinking that way, if you are, I can see why you have no respect for the nation. However, just because you're thinking that way, your thinking is incorrect. If I got you, if I took something from you, I'm taking you too. The sisters that you all used to see with me, you remember me saying there's going to be 3 when I go to the holy city? Yes, sir. And one was going to be, I had to select one to actually be my wife. Yes, sir. Allah told me a day ago, He said, you got the 3. The rest of them is gone. Not that they couldn't be with you, but their thinking is not right. And that proves to me, if I have somebody right with me, and most of the time, none of them had a job. They were just looking at me, when you going to work, Royall? I said, I'm not working. I don't say you ain't leaving home, that you go and talk somewhere. Then I started thinking, wait a minute, why don't you go get a job? You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Well, they're not with me now. If their attitude changes to be in line with what I've taught and teach, then there is a possibility that you will be saved in such a way that you'll be envied. Not from any of us, because we don't envy. However, you will be. The whole thing about this is change. Because you were stupid and dumb in the beginning, just don't remain that way. If you find out that you went all this time and you just messed up, don't fall back into it like, I'm just a mess. That ain't what Allah said. You were a mess when you were with me. I just didn't see it. And there's something else too. I asked her, how come you telling me about this now and I didn't see it? He said, Royall, we didn't want no one to be hurt. Hurt? Other words, if somebody right with me, and I know there's nothing that they want because I'm providing everything that they need and most of the things they want, and then they still don't see me and doing something dirty and I see it, somebody might be in trouble, but it won't be me. So Allah is so perfect in what He does. Since I had to have a certain number of children, He made sure that I was blind. And then a lot of the other people in the nation, they look at, man, they just messing over with Father. I don't know what Father, Father a little weird, ain't he? You don't see that? They just messing their members up and whatnot, and Father ain't saying nothing about it. Allah ain't let me see it. Allah has something else in it. Now, He didn't let me see it not for me. He didn't let me see it for them. Isn't that right? Okay, well, I guess the ones that are sitting home listening to this on their phones and whatnot, they're ready to eat their chicken feet. Whatnot, so I better let them go. What I'm sharing with you, and I take this for what it really is. All of you all that claim to be with me, and you're going out, some of you are already out working. Do like Patty say, do it with a new attitude. In other words, you have now the authority to do it. Just call on the authority to make sure you're guided and directed into the right place that fits and suits you. Now, don't be so happy that you forget us. Because while you're doing that, we most certainly have not forgot you. And when we call you back, and call you back home, when you get back, it's like, whoa, y'all did this without me? Yeah. That's just the first shade. You want to pull back the other curtain? We'll pull it back, you pass like blue. Like the book says, some of you have heart attacks to be so happy. But you don't think that's going to happen, do you? You don't think it's going to happen because we still here. Things are closing up. I just don't know what's happening. Father must have tricked us. Ain't nothing happening where he said it's going to happen. I did say it. The point is, it's different saying it and living it. I have not forgotten not one of you all. I'm not angry with either one of you all. Maybe a little disappointed with some of you, especially when you was asked to, give your opinion on whether he should die or live. All right, thank you for coming out. Those of you all that are listening at home, thank you for listening. I will be speaking according to Allah more often than what I were. Some things that you may not see me as much. We're going now to find out some places of, Allah has already told us where to go to make sure that when we start back, we will be successful instantly. So I will be going to check these places out, put a little goober dust over them, whatnot, make sure it's going to be just to our liking. And remember this. If you have to listen to this again, do it, especially this part. There is no way in our level of thinking now to measure Allah's love for you. However, keep in mind, it is Allah. It cannot be fooled. He can't be tricked. But it don't mean he don't love you. But this has to be a two-way thing. He's showing you love when you didn't know what love is. He's showing it to you by allowing me to stand before you and point out many things. So try showing Allah that you do love him by the way you treat your wife, your children, your brothers, and what you do. If you're scrubbing and toilet, do it right. Because Allah is watching. And when you do it right, he'll send somebody else to scrub it for you. You don't have to do it no more. Okay. Assalamu alaikum.